Hello, everybody, and
Hello.
welcome back to Echo.
Howdy, we're here at the movie theater.
Well, the arcade, like the family plex.
The family plex.
Yeah.
Basically the movie theater.
It's next to it.
Isn't it?
This
It's
is
a part
the
of
arcade thing.
I mean, it's got the same carpet. I bet this carpet goes all the way into every theater. Like, into every viewing room of the theater.
This carpet is so of a distant era.
I know. It feels nostalgic, but also a little terrifying.
I'm like, do I want to go back?
How's it terrifying?
Back to the 90s?
It's the 90s. It's terrifying.
The 90s was terrifying for you?
Well, I don't remember them, so they very well could have been. I had a lot of nightmares as a kid, so I can only assume they were scary for me.
I was in Nippon in the 90s.
You are hovering over those cookies. You need to back up.
This cat want cookie. You excited to spend more time with Julian and
I don't
TJ?
really think so.
Is this your favorite route partner and route side character, respectively? Have they won you over yet?
I mean,
Would you suplex Kudzu into a waterbed and killing him to spend time? with
I would
Julian?
drown him in his own fucking waterbed.
You know what I would drown? The waterbed itself, because fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit.
Waterbeds are a mistake.
No, I mean, I kind of like this implication. Like, I mean, you know, Chase doesn't suspect that TJ was behind all these shenanigans.
No.
But I like this implication that it's just kind of like really sus. And I mean, Chase is just kind of being trashed to literally everyone but TJ in this route.
He's in love with him.
He really is for some reason.
Yeah.
It's like actually, it's really
It's like you
weird.
get to play as Leo.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Oh, are we gonna sexually assault him in this movie? In this
God, I
family
hope
plex?
so.
Are we gonna go full
And
Leo?
Julian will watch.
He'll be right there. Be like, no, don't stop. I'll cover it for you. Just keep going. Goodness gracious.
No, stop, don't.
No, stop, don't. Oh yeah. Speaking of Willy Wonka,
Yeah.
I've been kind of getting into this band called Veruca Salt. They're like they're like a chick rock band from the 90s, and they're pretty good.
Sure.
Just wanted to.
Did they do music for Willy Wonka?
No, they're just called Veruca Salt. That's just the name of the band. Like the character, like the name of the character from the movie. Veruca Salt.
I don't know the names of
You know
characters in Willy Wonka.
the brat girl who turns into a blueberry.
Weren't they all rich kids?
I mean, Charlie was supposed to be considered poor out of all of them.
Yeah, so I kind of just assumed that the rest were rich by default.
The really bratty one that didn't shoot
Yeah.
Her name
I
was
guess, like,
Veruca.
I assume that she's the most rich out of all of them because she's the one that goes, I want this, I want that.
She's
Like,
the
always
entitled
taught her
one.
Parents, like,
Yeah.
I want this, I want that, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I guess I still consider the same with like the fat kid, where he wouldn't demand it verbally.
He would just go.
take it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So like they all kind of had that energy to them
Yeah.
that I assume
Yeah.
like, oh, they're the rich
Yeah.
kids that don't
Like Mike TV, you know, being an entitled American lad. But yeah, so
Parents might go,
Veruca Salt, good band. People should listen to them.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
And also another thing was that just like her father owned a peanuts factory.
Yeah. So it was a wealthy family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is what it is.
Making all those
Yes.
Snoopies.
Making all them Snoopies.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good movie.
You got to make a bad joke right before the recording, so I get to make a bad joke.
What
during
bad
the-
joke?
There was a bad joke in the movie itself. Where
I made
one
great
of the
jokes.
Parents asked, the rich kid's father, like, what he does, and he's like, "What do you do for a living?" Nuts.
Nuts.
It's-
It's pretty good. What bad joke? I only make great jokes.
I don't remember anymore.
Yeah, see, so whatever. My joke was great.
That's how bad the joke was. I don't
Whatever it
remember
was, my joke was great. You just don't remember.
I remember the emotions behind hearing it.
I guess that's what's important. Yeah, this is fact. Fair enough.
I won't remember the thing itself, but I remember how I felt.
That's how I feel with about a lot of things.
Oh yeah, like after a movie, I can't tell you what happened in that movie.
You just like Onward. I remember how I felt.
Yeah,
I just don't
sad
remember the movie.
at
Yeah,
being alive.
I just don't remember the movie itself. Oh my god. Bro.
After I finished Encanto, I was like, wow, I don't like Bruno. I don't remember a single one of his lines. I barely remember his character design. I don't like him.
I mean, I just think about him as Sid the Sloth.
Rats song is rats when you call her.
Rats.
Is it weird that the only like thing that people like about Bruno doesn't include Bruno?
Yeah, his
Yeah,
song
it's a
doesn't
song
include him.
that he's
It's a song about him.
Yeah.
like, actually physically.
Isn't that weird?
And then the one line in a song that he has at the end of the movie sucks shit.
I hate that. Like,
both
because
the
it's right after the grandma section, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm so moved.
Like, the
it's beautiful. And then he cuts in, and I'm
like-
like, die.
I hate the flow and I hate the actor. I don't hate the actor, but I hate his performance doing it. It's just really bad.
Yeah.
All of it is just bad.
Are
And
you
then
gonna-
and
are
then
you
the
kidding?
subsequent like lines following it that like go along with that scheme.
Yeah.
Like that section of that song.
I don't like
I
it.
just don't like
I skipped that
Did it
15
feel
seconds.
Very...
It was very Lin-Manuel-y, you know.
I feel like
it
that's the
evokes-
reason why I don't really like Surface Pressure, and we don't talk about Bruno. The other songs I actually like enjoy, but those two I'm like, they work very well in the movie itself. I hate listening to these songs.
Listening to them by themselves doesn't. Yeah, like Surface Pressure, you watch it. We don't talk about Bruno. I enjoy watching it because
I enjoy watching it muted.
the performances of the performances of the individuals doing this of doing it do very well in that.
Yeah.
song, which is why.
And I do
like
love the way
listening
it's
to it.
boarded, and
Yes,
how it's animated.
absolutely.
Like, it's so good.
Cousin, the way
Yeah.
it's like shape-shifting, like I
It's
remember
very good.
It's really
that
clever
being
model
posted,
swapping.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, ooh, I really like this
Mhm.
because the transitions were just so good, and just the animation.
Yeah,
It's really good.
it makes that scene work more than it should.
Well, you know. How
When are you
this
gonna get
goes.
tired of sitting on my lap? This is like the third time you've crawled on within like half an hour.
For those listening, because this is an audio medium, I didn't crawl onto his lap. It is Ash who did that.
One, I don't think anyone would have assumed that.
I just wanted to be clear.
Because I talk to this cat a lot.
It's true. It's very true. He should just be the co-host and not me.
It's the fourth co-host.
Oh, he's like, all right,
To
you've
be
pet enough. I'm
honest,
done.
He's here more than me, so I guess he would be relegated to third.
And then fifth would be John A.
I was getting so mad.
Oh, he hates that.
Oh, he's.
You're like, all right, get him the fuck out of here.
It doesn't take much.
Oh man.
He gets so annoyed so easily. I love it. The family plex is basically as I remember it. Like TJ had said, a good decade had passed since we've been here, maybe more. But the ugly stained carpet and sickly colored walls still covered the place, a real relic of the 80s and 90s.
Hell yeah.
Still, I'm happy to see TJ smile as we walk in. His adorably wide eyes scanning the place as if sure he's hit with that sense of nostalgia. Oh my gosh, everything is exactly the same. The look on Julian's face is slightly less enthusiastic.
Even smells the same. Wow.
I kind of like it, actually. It reminds me of a movie theater.
Okay, so this isn't a movie theater.
So it's just here.
I was completely wrong. Look at me go.
Yeah. Oh, same.
It's really just the popcorn and recycled air from the AC.
I realized then what a fucking stick in the mud Julian is, but I ignore him. Instead, following TJ as we make our way to the machines.
Like literally just get rid of his ass. I'm tired of this guy.
I mean, I would say get rid of both of them.
Wow.
What, would you not just leave TJ?
Leave him at this movie theater?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Then you
The-
buy tickets to the movie theater, sit him down, and say
and
you're
then-
gonna get.
I gotta go get some popcorn. I'll be right back, and then just fucking leave. You were here. No, like I just
I'm gonna go get a pack of cigarettes.
I like drive all the way back to Pueblo. Like just leave town and just go.
Yo, was that the best ending in Echo? Like,
Yes.
just like
We just pick the time to leave and then just do it.
He's actually leaving.
Oh my god. Like honestly, I know like it's supposed to be TJ's route and Chase is like kind of on TJ's side.
Yeah.
But this route has done nothing to endear me to TJ whatsoever.
yo,
Like Leo's route, I can see like I could genuinely see what being in love with him is like.
oh my god.
Like, you know, it's not great for certain, but I see it. I see what it's there for. I mean, Flynn's route, you know, he has his story.
Yeah.
Jenna's route, she gets some closure.
Yeah.
You know, everything serves a real purpose and kind of works in the benefit of the character. Like, you feel for them. Even Carl, you know,
Yeah.
he's overcome a lot, and you're happy for him, and you are on his side. So far, nothing has done anything for me to be on TJ's side. Like honestly, and
Here's
the
the question though: is it worse because you already didn't like begin with?
I don't think so. I went in with an open enough, like I was like open enough to being like, well, let's see what TJ's route has to offer. Like I'm gonna be spending some time with him. Maybe I'll like actually think of him differently.
Yeah.
But I do suspect him in rigging those clues. I suspect that, and then everything
Okay.
just fucking happened. So
Yeah.
we'll see. So
Fair enough.
you know, I am not on TJ's side at this point.
Okay. Luckily, the place is almost empty. Mostly empty. There's a group of teenagers being loud and annoying over by the air hockey table, but otherwise we have the place to ourselves. For a moment, we just stand there. Then Julian reaches into his pocket.
You guys want to chip in some money, and I can go get us a few rolls of quarters?
I take out a 5, and so does Julian, while TJ's hands over a 10.
Wow, Tej, that's a lot.
I only have 10s. Besides, we'll go through them fast. We always do. You only get 10s?
He only carries 10s on him, I guess.
Okay.
It's a nice middle of the road bill, I suppose. Not quite as 20. It's not like you paying for something with a $5 something with a $50 bill.
Yeah. I would do that to Domingo on purpose.
I know you would. Would you do that anywhere else?
No.
Okay, just a Domingo.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
It was our tradition.
True. Only because he was such a good sport about it.
Right? Julian walks off to the front counter, while TJ and I wait awkwardly next to the skee ball ramp. I feel like things won't be so tense if Julian wasn't here, and I feel myself getting positively annoyed by his presence.
You need to chill. I hate him too, but like...
No, it's fine. I'm about to ask TJ how he's feeling about when Julian comes back with 2 rolls of quarters.
So we have 2 rolls. You want me to count out your shares, or...
I shake my head. Doesn't matter. Yeah, we're just here to hang out anyway. TJ takes out one of the takes one of the rolls and tears off one of the ends. You guys want a skee ball?
Sure. You know, I've always been pretty good with this game.
I take the open roll of quarters from TJ and take out one of my own, inserting it into the neighboring skee ball machine.
I'm so sorry. I need to show this to you guys right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
This picture. It's Boss Baby shooting Kojima.
Bye.
I love this.
That guy's paintings are always just completely
All his
absurd.
paintings are just
I want to hope this is the plot of Boss
Baby 3.
Boss Baby 3.
He shoots Kojima. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, future Oscar winner, Boss Baby 3.
Did Boss Baby 2 win an Oscar?
I don't think we had an Oscar yet.
Okay, for it. Damn. Yeah, that'd be this year's, wouldn't it?
Has it ever been nominated? I don't remember.
Yeah, first one
got nominated.
Got nominated. Oscar
People were
nominated
really
Boss
upset
Baby.
because that got nominated and not your name, and people got really upset, and I'm like, no, that's about right.
Oh my god.
Spicy takes.
Oh shit.
Spicy.
Because it means now forever I can refer to Boss Baby as Oscar nominated Boss Baby.
The way it was always meant to be.
Yeah, pretty much. That's good. There are only two, and I kind of hope that Julian might just wander away, but he stays right there behind TJ watching.
Did any of the Hotel Transylvanias ever get nominated for an Oscar?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
We live in the right timeline.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Right timeline.
I sigh and insert my coin, watching as the little balls roll out into the little compartment. Meanwhile, TJ is having a terrible time, each one of his balls rolling into the scoreless gutter.
That exists on skee ball?
Usually it's either a scoreless gutter or a 10.
I thought it was like if you make like the bottom one that it just falls into is like a 5.
That's it. I roll my first ball and watch as it misses the 40 and rolls into the 10 gutter.
Okay, so this one's like a 10 gutter. Oh, don't worry about it, Tej. Want me to show you how?
Julian moves next to me, and I grip my teeth in annoyance, moving over a bit. The stag flicks the ball expertly down the ramp, and it lands squarely in the 40. Wow! On your first try?
Honestly, I'm out of practice, but I usually go for the hundreds in the corner.
How do you do it?
Well...
Julian grabs a hold of TJ's wrist, and I feel my first stand to the starting to stand up on.
It's
on
the
my
pottery
neck.
scene from Ghost, like I talked about earlier, but with skee ball. It's all in the wrist.
So this is what Jenna looked like to Leo.
Ah, I see. Wow. You got some serious parallels, man.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah. Which means we should suplex Julian into like a tree.
Into the sun.
He moves TJ's arms forward before bending the Lynx's wrist.
But see, I don't know if I'd suplex Jenna into the sun.
No, she's fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's fine. Only in the platonic route, though.
Okay.
That way there's still a chance.
That way there's still a chance. Hey, there's still a chance anyway. Like, it's fine. Just because you sleep with a woman doesn't automatically mean you only sleep with women.
No, but it means you can never get back with Leo.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Because Leo gets with Micah at the end.
Hey, but who's to say that would last, huh? I mean,
I mean, they have experience fucking already.
I mean, true. It could just be like, a casual thing. Then if it ever gets serious with Chase again, it's like, you know what, Micah, I gotta do this thing. Sorry, buddy. He's gonna be like,
They wouldn't be a throuple?
They probably could. I don't know. I don't know if they would be. Micah probably wouldn't care, but I feel like Leo's too jealous to be in a throuple. Like if the three of them ever started
his gamer rage would kick
if
in.
the three of them started getting hot and heavy, he would like throw Micah out a window if he even touched Chase. Like hand on thigh, breaks Micah's fucking hand. Like, oh sorry. Like, bro, we're supposed to no. And then he would just throw him outside. You wait here while I finish. And then he's like, and then you can come back in and finish yourself. But we're in a throuple, so it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, I see. TJ tries again, and this time gets 10, but on his second try, he lands the 50.
Nice. I did it. Wow, I've got a huge brain.
Your sync rate with Julian is high.
No, I don't want this. Don't want this at all. Nice.
Just like how my sync rate with Chase is high for no reason.
For no reason.
Julian holds up his paw and TJ slaps it loudly. The stag laughs and then looks over at me.
So, I do have a question though.
Yeah.
Why does Julian have like normal ass hand and fingers when he's a hoofed creature? Like Carl has like the hoof clacky bits on the ends of his fingers, but Julian doesn't. And does Julian have regular feet or does he have hooves like Carl?
Wait, deer don't have hooves.
Yes, they do.
They have the.
Well, they've got the whatever
they have
those
the clopped feet.
whatever they're called.
Yeah,
Are they? No.
those aren't hooves.
No. Like, well, the kind Carl has, the kind goats have, are called cloven hooves. But I don't remember.
Deer don't have hooves, right?
They technically do.
What?
I'm pretty sure they do.
They got the.
We'll say
They got
do
fingies.
Deer
If Nika
have.
was here, she would school you.
She would. She would be able to tell us.
Well, call Nika right
Deer
now.
feet or hooves.
She might
They are hooves.
Wait, but it says or.
You could call them deer, like you could call them goat feet or hooves. Josh,
Is that true?
Let's see. Rhinoceros, horses, giraffes, deer, and antelope are all examples of hoofed mammals. So yes, deer have hoofs. Deer have hoof. We'll see.
Would it be hooves?
Yes, it is hooves. I was just
they have multiple hooves per feet. Right?
yes.
doll.
No, a hoof. It's like saying you have a foot. Like if this was just this would be a hoof. This would be hooves.
They're all feet.
Okay, Josh. Do you understand? Let's see. Oh, goats have cloven. Do deer have cloven hooves? Cloven hoof animals have 2 toes and include cow, sheep, goats, pigs, deer, llamas, alpacas, buffalo, etc. So they're different.
Okay.
Kind of.
So we have to specifically say cloven hoof.
A deer's front cloven hoof helps. So, hang on. So that's a deer foot. That's a cloven hoof. That's what that looks
That's
like.
a high heel. What are you talking about?
It's a high heel. You. Oh my god. Ugh. So the hard part is, I think, this is what makes it a hoof, I guess.
Yeah.
But like the fact that it has like this split here is why it's a cloven hoof.
Yeah.
Yeah, like deer and goats are supposed to have like this similar. Yeah, deer and goats have both this type of hoof.
Well, we never see.
'Cause, like, if you think about,
never
like-
see Carl's feetsies.
But it talks about his hoof getting, because he has like fetlocks, which is like
Yeah.
the ankles part,
Yeah.
like up there. But like if you think about like a horse,
Yeah.
what kind of hooves they have? They have different type of hooves than this.
Well, the horse in Smoke Room has normal hands, but then has hoof feet.
Right. But like Carl, I'm saying, has like the little clacky, dark, like hoof parts on his fingertips.
Yes.
But Julian doesn't.
Yeah, because he's stupid.
I mean, true. I was just wondering, but we never get reference of Julian's feet either.
Do you want reference of
I'm
Julian?
just curious. I don't really.
Do you want to know the dark secrets behind Julian's feet?
I was just curious. I'm just
Why are you so interested in
But
Julian's
at the
feet?
same
I'm
time,
not
we
at
can
all.
agree that they're just anthropomorphic creatures.
It's true.
Yeah.
Some have more human parts than others, I guess.
It could just be a species thing. Maybe. I don't know. I mean,
Sometimes the
his
rules can bend.
his hooves. I mean, his antlers don't say deer to me unless he has them shaved down on
That was
purpose.
a giraffe.
He would have a neck
Very, very
2
short
times
neck.
that long.
Oh my god. You all right, Chase? You still got 4 balls. Nice.
We're JoJo Part 8. Without a word, I turned back to my machine and Huck?
Huck. Hmm.
Huck?
Yeah, you huck them.
Okay. The balls down the ramp, each one landing in the gutter. Meanwhile, I listened to Julian and TJ celebrate another 50. For the rest of the night, I follow TJ and Julian around, the stag showing the cat how best to play the games. All the while, I stand next to them, dumping my quarters into games I don't even finish. I just want us to run out so we can leave.
He's such a bitch. Oh my god.
The drive back is quiet and tense. TJ and Julian asked me multiple times at the Familyplex if I was all right until I finally told them I just had a headache. That stopped the questioning for the most part, and luckily that prompted TJ to propose we just go back to the motel. I tense up again when he offers Julian to spend the night there, but luckily the stag declines, wanting to go home into his own bed.
I don't know, man. You might say that TJ's bad, but like at this point, Chase is insufferable.
Oh yeah,
You don't love jealous Chase?
it's really annoying.
Like, you know that he's like seething.
Like,
He's
actually.
like, that's my man.
It's my man's. But now we know what Leo's like. We're getting the full Leo experience.
Nah, Leo's chiller about it.
I don't think he is.
He is.
He just gets physically angry. He
Yeah.
breaks
Yeah, he
things.
just gets violent, especially because of.
Well, that just means that like he's more open with his feelings.
Or he just processes them in a very poor way.
That's fine. We can work it out.
I guess.
We can work.
He'll work it out on your bones.
Oh my god. Oh.
As we drive, I notice TJ nodding off, his head bumping the glass of the window. You can lean against me, Tej. Okay. TJ's ears flick, flushing a bit. Oh, really? I mean, I don't wanna. As he answered, I reach over to clasp the side of TJ's face until I forced Lynx's head to lean sideways against my shoulder.
So aggressive.
Right? TJ stiffens up, but then he relaxes, and 5 minutes later...
Stiffens up.
Oh, yeah, he's always stiff. I can tell that he's fallen into a light sleep. Julian glances over at us occasionally, but it doesn't say anything. I lean my cheek against the top of TJ's head. I realize how good it feels to sort of envelop him like this. It feels like I am protecting him. All those bad tense feelings from the arcade start to melt away.
I forget. We're on Saturday, right?
Yeah, this is Saturday.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I just forgot.
Right? Pretty soon I start to drift off as well. The smooth drone of the highway lulling me to sleep.
Are we going to strangle TJ in our sleep?
Oh, I hope so.
Damn it.
I open my eyes and see the back of a rusty white sedan pulled off to the side of the road. Julian's pulling off as well behind the car. The sun's already getting low in the sky. A little bit of clouds cover rolling in from the west. And that's when I realize there's a large coyote standing next to the car, leaning over and looking at the front left wheel. She's standing up from our headlight. Wait, standing up when our headlights hit her. And she shielded her eyes against the light.
Is it Janice?
Janice.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Julian shuts his headlights off.
Looks like she's got a flat.
And TJ wakes up, and I'm a bit disappointed to feel him shift off my shoulder. What's going on? Julian's already hopping out of the car, walking up to the now grinning Janice as she sets her paws on her hips. Well, and now what are you doing out here, Julian? Oh, Julie?
She calls him Julie. That's
Julie.
cute.
Okay. I can hear her loud, obnoxious voice, even when the door closes. Janice has a flat. Want to go back to sleep until Julian helped her? TJ shakes his head, shifting himself to open the door and hop out. I sigh as he leaves, pushing myself across the seat to jump out as well. Chase, and Tobias too. She turns her psychotic grin on us.
Ugh. Yeah, we were having a night out. Anyway, do you need any help?
You say night, but it's like...
Well, they said headlights. It's probably like a little darker now, you know?
Yeah, I know. But like...
Yeah.
broad daylight. Well, you know, Julian, I actually do. I don't have my own Jack. I've been missing for the past 15 years.
She's probably had the same tires for the last 15 years.
Facts. And Julian smiles back warmly.
Well, I've got one. Do you have a spare?
Yep, in the back. Hope I'm not flat. Hope it's not flat too. Haven't had that used. Have to use that thing in a while.
Well, go ahead and pop the trunk and we'll see what we've got. I'll go get my Jack.
Julian jogs back to the truck while TJ and I stand behind Janice's car. Sadly, that's when the old coyote turns her attention on us. Well, how are you two doing this evening? I'm doing well, thanks. I want to talk to you. I want to thank you again for doing all that yard work during your vacation. Seems like I'm always out here, just needing help. Oh, it was no trouble at all, ma'am. I'm happy to let TJ do the talking, and just wanting to get this all over with as soon as possible so we can head back to the motel. I squint as Janice's headlights. Yeah, Julian's. That's Julian. Julian's headlights come back on, and he hops out of his truck.
Just want to give us a little more light.
Janice pops the trunk and lifts it up, revealing a cluttered mess inside. She brushes it all aside and lifts up the flap, revealing an old, rusty spare tire. She nudges at it, testing the air pressure before lifting it up. Well, it's a little deflated, but it should be enough to get me to Duke's house. I know he's got a few tires I could probably use. If not, I'll get him to drive me out and buy me one.
Tuh.
Julian kneels down next to Janice's car, setting up the jack. We stand there in silence for a bit, watching the stag as he works. Speaking of your vacation, it wasn't really a vacation for you, was it, Chase? My heart sinks a bit as the dumb Yodi?
Yeah.
Okay. Turns her attention toward directly at me.
It's interesting that he just uses that abbreviation for some reason. Like he's like a country boy.
Yeah.
That Yodi.
I grunt politely in question, keeping my gaze on Julian, to show Janice that I'm definitely not interested in what she has to say.
What an asshole!
I mean, it's Chase, though. Well, that grumpy lizard Flynn was telling me about it in the diner a few days back. Something about you wanting to document the spooky stuff in town. I try to think of a way to keep things uninteresting so she doesn't ask any more questions. Sort of. Mainly I just wanted to find some information on a murder that happened 100 years ago. Couldn't find much out. Oh, Flynn made it sound like one of those ghost documentaries that I like to watch sometimes. I had a few stories for you. Aw, do you think she's a fan of Ghost Adventures?
Oh, I bet she is.
Right.
She probably puts that on every night and just goes to bed to it.
I keep my eyes firmly on Julian's paws as he starts to crank the jack. Then TJ nudges me. Hey, are there any rules against it being a ghost documentary? I sigh, though I keep trying to keep it quiet for TJ's sake. Well, it's more of a news piece, so a ghost story wouldn't really work, I don't think. Actually, I've seen segments on the news about ghosts. I don't really know if they're serious, but when someone catches something on camera, sometimes they'll play it. I shrug. Well, even if that is the case, it probably won't get me a good grade. It's better than no grade at all.
Tuh.
TJ smiles encouragingly at me, and I can't help but smile back. He always has a way of cheering me up, and no matter how bad a mood I'm in. That's the spirit. Besides, could just be about the history of it, rather than making it seem real, even if it is real. I sigh again, though this time I don't really try to cover it up. Janice either doesn't notice or doesn't care. So, would you like to hear them? Yeah, I'll grab my notebook real quick. I walk over to Julian's truck, listening to Janice as she babbles excitedly to TJ about how scary it is. I try to unzip the bag, but the ledge of the trunk bed is too tall, so I have to grab the whole fucking thing and trudge it back over to the car.
So inconvenient.
It's so inconvenient.
So inconvenient.
He would do that
Oh my god.
for TJ, but not for Janice.
No, not for Janice. Ugh.
For TJ, anything.
He just can't be bothered.
If TJ is just like, I want Flynn fucking dead. Like
Chase would pull out the Glock and
Just-
go to fucking town. Brah, brah, brah. Pull up on him.
shoot him, turns to the camera. Why did Julian do this?
Yeah. Yeah. It's very good. It's very good.
I unzip the side pocket and pull out the notebook and pen, and then I stand up straight and look at Julian expectantly. The coyote sits on the ledge of the trunk, making the car shift. And Julian pauses, eyes wide, and I'm sure he thought the sedan was about to topple off the jack. Well, let's see. I can start with what my grandpa told me. Sure, that works. Actually, that's great, because this happened right here, in these very woods. Janice gestured off to the side of the road at the trees. So, my grandpa was taking a walk in there with my grandma, and I want to say sometime in the 40s, or right after they were married. They were walking along one of these little trails in there. And, as they started hearing this strange sound in the trees, like something scuttling
Scuttling up. Yeah.
scuttling up and down the branches. They keep looking, but can't see anything. TJ hugs himself and rubs his arms with his paws. Wow, that's creepy. Oh, that ain't the half of it, Tobias. The thing is, as they kept walking, the sounds followed them, and then... Janice lowered her voice, and despite my annoyance, I have to draw in a bit closer to hear her next words. They started talking to her. They started to hear it talk. Hear what talk? TJ is fully drawn in by Janice's theatrics, and I have to struggle not to roll my eyes. Well, whatever it was, it started talking down to them. Janice paused and glances at me, and I make sure not to give her anything, staring glassy-eyed at my notepad. What did it say? Well, the strange thing, just strange things like, you're here, and I see you. Though my grandpa said he wasn't sure it was talking to them, really. He said that when it started to just laugh, that's when he and Grandma started running, even though it followed them. He said it sounded like it was rising in the air and landing from the trees to tree, following them until they got out. At this point, TJ is just frowning, and I have to force myself to jot down the stupid notes. Well, what was it? Janice shrugs. Dunno. Grandpa only told me the story once when he wouldn't go on a family walk in the forest. I asked him why, and he told me. Asked Grandma too, but she just pretended she couldn't hear me. The thing is, Grandpa's not a liar. That I can promise you. I scribble it in the notepad, pretending to write this all down. Oh, he also said it sounded mechanical, kind of like it was coming through a machine or computer. That's weird, because they didn't really have those back then. A moment of silence goes by as I wait for Janice to go on. When she doesn't, I look up. So, that's it? Oh, yeah. Did you think that did you think they'd actually see something?
Oh my god, Janice.
I shrug. Anything else? Janice thinks. Well, there's this bear up
Oh boy.
up the road named Brian. One One time he told me a story about seeing some aliens around here, UFOs and such. This time I can't stop my eyes from rolling. You didn't last time.
Yeah.
But again, Janice either doesn't see or ignores it.
Well, he resisted the urge to roll his eyes last time.
Said back when he was a teenager, he saw a flying saucer as he was passing by the lake. I don't even bother to move my pen, but Janice just keeps going. You know, I was listening to this podcast a while back. You know, those radio shows on the internet. Yes, I know what a podcast is. We're recording one right now.
Basically.
Oh, yeah. I love listening to those when I work out. Well, there's this paranormal one I listen to that really goes in depth on this kind of stuff. And you know we've all heard the story about golden quartz deposit. Yep. Well, Janice lowers her voice, leaning in, like she's discovered the best-kept secret in the entire world. In the podcast, they were going on about how places with lots of quartz end up being more haunted. You know why? I don't say anything, so TJ chimes in. Why? Well, the quartz capture stuff from the past, like really emotional, angry stuff, and sometimes, when things line up just right, they play it back.
Huh.
Only when they do, it's all twisted up and mixed with other stuff. Makes what you see really awful and horrible looking, but you know. And TJ pauses again. Janice pauses again. What? I think that's more to it than that. I think there's something with a conscious mind behind it all. I hear an echo. I finally have to break in. Has anything happened to you specifically? You know, it's better if I have something straight from the source rather than secondhand. Janice finally goes quiet, then eyes flicking down to look at the ground. Julian, meanwhile, has pulled off the tire and is fitting the spare in place. Well, maybe. I grit my teeth. What do you mean? Janice lets out a soft, mirthless chuckle. Let's just say I've seen things I've promised not to let anyone about. Chase. I cannot... Okay. Wonder if that has anything to do with the graves.
Could be.
I can't tell if she's joking or not, so I just go along with it. No, you order a hit on someone?
Oof.
Maybe, Chase. Hey, TJ stands there, a mortified expression on his face. Yes, that's mortified.
Pretty good.
I look down at my camera bag. Well, I think it might be good to get some footage of the trees in there. While there's still light. A little light, yeah. If I'm gonna do the whole ghost story thing, then I better give it a horror movie vibe.
Huh.
Oh, well, that sounds wonderfully spooky. I start towards the tree line, then to look back at TJ. You want to come with? Oh! TJ looks back at Julian and Janice, the latter of which is screwing in the tire. Go on, TJ. Just give him some company in there, especially after I told you that story. Janice cackles, causing the car to shake again. Besides, I don't mind keeping Julian company in the meantime. Julian grunts as he keeps his focus on the tire. Well, okay. Okay, we'll end this part here.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I wonder what she could have been referencing about things she can't talk about. I wonder what could have happened in Janice's sordid past.
Right?
You know,
maybe she got shot.
Maybe she got shot
on a Friday.
Maybe she got murdered. Or maybe she murdered someone. Ooh. Who knows? You know how it is.
It is what it is. We'll see you around, everyone.